So whenever I see a big bull hammer like this, I think, okay, maybe we're gonna push a little bit higher here. So if volatility has peaked and is on its way down, and if the S&P has bottomed and is maybe on its way up to fresh all-time highs, could markets be starting to price in uh, that there will be no escalation in this trade war between the United States and China? Is that starting to get priced? Is the bottom in? Did Bitcoin front run the sell-off? And did Bitcoin put in a higher low today? Well, only time will tell, but it certainly looks as though that may be the case. So I just zoomed in here to an hourly on BTC, and we've got so far a higher low shaking out here, shaping up on BTC. So that is definitely constructive. We need to get a push higher. And if we take a look at Bitcoin in gold terms, and if I just go ahead and zoom out here to a daily, this level of support, I was just, drawing in random levels last night, trying to see, hey, where could Bitcoin find support in gold terms? And it looks as though it may have found some support today, as gold has corrected just by a couple of percentage points after putting in fresh all-time high after fresh all-time high. This is a daily. Now, for anyone who has been trading gold on Hyperliquid, I would be very, very careful about doing that because, the oracles that they use, if it's not hard coded like it is on Aave to XAU, then, PaxG and XAUT really don't do a good job of keeping their peg to, gold spot prices. So I would be very careful trading those derivatives on Hyperliquid. I don't know if anyone saw that, yesterday when we were taking a look at this. If I just head on over to Hyperliquid real quick, and then if I click on trade, here's PaxG. You see this? This is just unacceptable. And this too. Like, you can't trade PaxG if it's going to flash crash or flash rip, for a couple of seconds by hundreds of points. So you can't trade this if it's just if the peg is no good. So be very, very cautious with PaxG and XAUT. Um, but on Aave, XAUT is hard coded to XAU. So it wouldn't have to worry about that Oracle depegging problem if you're on Aave. But gold ripping higher. And the question that I was posing to you guys yesterday was, what happens when gold starts to correct? Do we see a rotation into Bitcoin as people take their profits on this massive run up in gold and silver? Do we start to see a rotation into Bitcoin? That's the question. And I think we'll get our answer if we start to see Bitcoin rally in gold terms. So the next level, or the level of resistance above, is right here. So this little horizontal at 32 and this, I just need to move that out of the way, this 200-day moving average here. This is the level to watch. So if there's going to be a rotation out of gold and into Bitcoin, then I would expect this level of support to hold and for Bitcoin to test 31 in gold terms and quickly, because it's October 17th. And if you take a look on Polymarket had like better odds of something extremely unlikely happening by the end of this year than Bitcoin hitting 200K by the end of the year. It's like a 5% chance on Polymarket right now that Bitcoin hits 200K by the end of the year. I think those projections from Tom Lee and Arthur Hayes, although they might seem far-fetched, you can't forget how quickly these things can move. When there's a rip higher, Bitcoin, ETH, digital assets can really run. So I wouldn't count out 200K BTC just yet, although extremely unlikely, I would say. Now let's take a look at ETH real quick. And Dan, I'll get to you in just a second. So ETH, its level of support, long-term trendline support comes in, quite a bit lower actually. There's also a confluence with the 200-day moving average here, right around $3,200. So if Bitcoin bottomed today, then I think it's pretty likely that ETH has bottomed also.